Imagine this. You're lying awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling like it personally offended you, replaying conversations you had 5 years ago, analyzing tiny details that no one else even remembers. And while other people magically fall asleep in 5 seconds, like they're NPCs in a video game, your brain decides it's the perfect moment to question the meaning of existence, the patterns of human behavior, and whether that one sentence you said in 2019 secretly ruined your entire reputation. Cute, right? Here's the dark truth. If you're a deep thinker, your mind doesn't stop because it can't. It's wired differently. You don't interact with life the way most people do. You observe it. You dissect it. You break it apart, piece by piece, until you find the hidden structure beneath everything. And while that sounds poetic, it comes with a price that nobody warns you about. Deep thinkers carry a brain that acts like a detective trapped in a haunted house, investigating every sound, shadow, intention, and micro-expression, until nothing feels simple anymore. People say, "Just relax," but your brain responds, "Relax? Interesting concept. Let me analyze that for the next 3 hours." Because your mind isn't built for peace. It's built for patterns. Most people experience life on the surface. You read between every line, even the ones no one wrote. And that's why deep thinkers often feel like outsiders. It's not because they're strange. It's because they're seeing a world that others don't even notice. You catch the pauses people didn't mean to reveal. You feel emotions they tried to hide. You sense intentions before they're spoken. And then you wonder why you can't connect with everyone. Well, because you're playing chess in a world where everyone else is still figuring out checkers. But here's the twist. Deep thinkers aren't born dramatic or complicated. They're shaped, usually by early experiences: loneliness, emotional intensity, being misunderstood, or having to grow up mentally faster than others. Their brain was forced to stretch in ways most people's never had to, while others were busy fitting in. Deep thinkers were busy figuring out. And once you get used to thinking deeply, shallow conversations start to feel like starvation. That's why small talk drains you. That's why chaos overwhelms you. That's why stupidity physically hurts your soul. Deep thinkers crave layers, meanings, motives, depth, substance. But the world is obsessed with being quick, loud, and distracted. So deep thinkers end up wandering inside their own minds, simply because the outside world isn't enough. And here's something dark. Deep thinkers often appear calm on the outside, but internally, their brain looks like a conspiracy board: strings, theories, memories, connections. The whole crime scene detective setup. You're quiet. Not because you have nothing to say. You're quiet because you're filtering 1,000 thoughts. So you don't overwhelm everyone, and even when you speak, you choose your words carefully, too carefully, because you've already imagined every possible reaction, outcome, and misinterpretation. Your mind never stops building scenarios. You're always solving invisible problems. You're predicting things before they happen. And sometimes you're right. But people don't notice. They just call you too sensitive, too intense, too much. The truth is, deep thinkers feel more. They think more. They remember more. And that combination creates an emotional gravity other people don't understand. You don't just experience life, you absorb it. You don't just observe people, you decode them. And this is where the dark side shows up. Your brain is addicted to understanding everything, especially the things that hurt you: pain, betrayal, confusion. Your mind replays it like it's trying to solve a puzzle. But here's the punchline. Sometimes there is no puzzle. Sometimes people are just careless. Sometimes events don't have deeper meaning. But try telling that to a deep thinker. You'll only activate a new level of analysis. It's ironic, isn't it? You can read people easily. But you can't understand why you think so much. You can understand everyone else's motives. But your own thoughts feel like an unsolved mystery. You can explain the darkest corners of the human mind, but can't escape the maze inside your own. Deep thinkers also struggle with something most people don't even notice: emotional echo. You don't just feel something once. You feel it, process it, analyze it, revisit it, reanalyze it, and then feel it again. You experience emotions in loops. That's why you get stuck. That's why you overthink. That's why you can't move on as fast as others. Your mind wants closure in a world that rarely gives any. And because deep thinkers carry so much internal awareness, they often feel older than their age. Not literally, just mentally. There's a sense of distance, like you're standing on the edge of life, rather than in the middle of it, watching everything unfold. Detached, observant. A silent witness to the chaos of human behavior. But here's the part you never admit. You crave someone who thinks like you, someone who hears your silence, someone whose depth matches yours. But deep thinkers don't find people like that easily, because there simply aren't many. So you end up alone with your thoughts, your curiosity, your questions, your hunger for meaning, your quiet, endless analysis. And society labels it overthinking, when in reality, it's just thinking. Thinking deeply, intensely, continuously. Something not everyone has the capacity for. If your mind never stops, it's not a flaw. It's a sign. Your brain wants understanding, truth, clarity, depth. It wants to make sense of the world, even when the world makes no sense at all. But here's the final dark truth. Deep thinkers aren't overwhelmed because their mind is too full. They're overwhelmed because the world is too empty. Too shallow, too loud, too rushed, too artificial. Their mind never stops because it refuses to settle for the surface. So if you're a deep thinker, remember this. Your brain is not your enemy. Your depth is not a curse. Your intensity is not a flaw. It only feels heavy because you're carrying a mind that was built for more. More meaning, more understanding, more truth. And if your thoughts won't let you rest, maybe it's because they're trying to lead you somewhere others will never follow. And that is the dark psychology of deep thinkers.